Salutations everyone. In this video I'll be discussing with you my improvement to gasoline. For classic cars, of course. So on the right there, which is to me the most important part, the most important improvement in my mixture is a two-stroke two-stroke oil used on lawnmowers, chainsaws, big stone cutting machines, and all sorts of other small motors. So basically what happens is these machines, instead of them having a pressurized or even just a regular oil system, they don't have any oiling system. Instead, the gasoline gets mixed with the oil, or the oil gets mixed with the gasoline, and it provides lubrication to the pistons in that manner. I'm not sure about the connecting rods and those kind of things. I don't know if they have some permanent type of oil there. I'm not sure. But with those machines, you never change. There's no such thing as an oil change. So instead, you just have the oil being mixed in directly with the gasoline. So what happens is when the car starts, or when it's starting, cold start, and what sometimes happens is the gasoline goes to the cylinder walls and it removes the lubrication, and that wears out the piston rings more rapidly. So by putting that additive into your car, or into my car rather, you can do whatever you want, and I've seen other people doing this, you not only provide additional lubrication, but you also eliminate any friction from the cylinder rings, or from the piston rings rather. So it's just two different types. One is a maritime oil, and as you can see, you know it's there. It's a special oil, this special oil, because it's got a 2 and a T on it. That stands for two-stroke. Okay, and so what I like to do is I just mix this in with the gasoline according to whatever they say you're supposed to mix it. Back then, great-grandpa used to mix in a diesel, or some people even used regular engine oil, some used automatic transmission fluid, but this here is supposed to be the proper stuff. I would not recommend, in fact I'd recommend you never use this on a modern car, which is garbage because it will ruin the sensors, but for a classic car it's great stuff to use. On this particular brand you're supposed to use, you only really use a little bit. You mix this in 1 part to 100. This one, you see, 1 part oil to 50 parts gasoline. And those motors, they rev just like any other engine, so very high RPMs, and they don't seize. So it definitely does work. And if you just put gasoline without that oil on the lawnmower or the chainsaw, it will seize up, and you will lose compression, and you might destroy the engine. So that's that. And then, if you really want to go crazy, I decided to try these other two additives here. And this one is just a hyperfuel racing formula, as if I was going to do any racing with the Rambo. And it says it increases octane effect up to 7 numbers. Alright, so it's actually called methycyclopentadienyl manganese tricarbonyl, something like that. And it's supposed to improve power of the engine and make it burn better. And same for this one. Haven't used this one yet. Gum Out Octane Booster. It stops NOx pings, increases octane rating. And this one you're supposed to add the entire bottle to a fuel tank, up to 60 liters, 57 liters. says here, product contains no alcohol and will not harm catalytic converters or oxygen sensors. Can be used with all unleaded, oxygenated, and reformulated gasoline, safe for use in turbocharged and supercharged engines. So basically, you get gasoline is mixed with ethanol nowadays, which is alcohol, and that's not so good for cars. Gasoline, the higher the number, the better it burns. Okay, so it's basically cleaner gasoline, and you get more power from it. This here is supposed to increase that through the additives. So you put these two together, and bingo, you have the ultimate fuel for a classic car. You're welcome for watching.